how they dragged it out. Remember last week I was telling you I don't want them dragging this out, and but I appreciate it because the dialogue, and I said this already on my channel, the dialogue was important for me as a viewer to hear. You not only heard the fact that he's pissed off. I'm talking about Franklin. He's pissed, but also he was hurt because he thought that Teddy was his friend and he was somebody you can trust. So it goes beyond that. You just crapping on me and taking the money, but not only that, you couldn't even leave me anything. Sheesh. So I really thought I liked how everything played out. Everything. I love the fact that Cissy was there, pretty much babysitting. Let's call it what it is. She was babysitting. She wanted to make sure he did what he was supposed to do, what they planned on doing, sticking to the plan. So I thought it was pretty good.
Wow. Big Larry, what'd you think? Before you go, let me shout out my super chatter real quick. The big homie who needs a YouTube channel, DeMarcus Vaughn, coming through with the $10. His comment is, Manboy was right about family turning on Franklin, and Franklin betrayed Cissy for the obsession of the money. I wonder how Manboy would have worked with Teddy if Teddy was Manboy's plug. I guess we'll never find out, my brother. Probably it would have been a little bit different, just a little bit. But having said that, Big Larry, what was your estimation of this episode?
I wouldn't say I really liked this episode, and I'll tell you how I know I liked it, because I thought it was very predictable. Like, I knew almost immediately as I started watching what was going to happen, and I still was waiting in anticipation for it to happen. So it was just a really, really good episode in that way. So,
yeah. Larry, do you recall what two people said Cissy was going to get Teddy?
Oh, man. I hope it was me and you.
It was me and you. It was me and you. It was because originally when we started, it wasn't nobody doing this show this year, but me and you did. Miss K came in like the week 3 or something. And we both said we could see Cissy getting sweet revenge and being the one to take out Teddy when they had the audience thinking, feeling like it was going to be Franklin. And all of us kind of got writing in our background. So we all, I think, even you didn't think it was going to be Franklin, Miss K. You never thought Franklin was going to be.
I think I was going more towards Cissy, and I thought it was a better kill for her as far as everything. Yeah.
And excited. Teddy could have made it through if he just wasn't so arrogant. It was his arrogance in the end that took it. That took him out. It was not just his arrogance, but it was his underestimation. It was not even just an underestimation of Cissy. It was just the complete dismissal. It was just it was like he didn't even give her a second thought to think that she was of any consequence whatsoever. And it ended up being his ultimate downfall.
And Larry, it should have been his downfall. I'm going to tell you why. He underestimated her the first time when she went and linked up with Cuban Rubin, the KGB.
Yeah.
And then you underestimate this woman again? And basically what he did was spit in her face and call her BITCH at the very end. That's what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, the climax of this episode, like Larry said, it was predictable, but it was good. Like, you've seen it come. Like, there was really and truly no reason for Cissy to be there. Like Miss K said, she was babysitting. There was no reason for her to be in any of that. And one scene that I really loved was when V was trying to talk some sense into Cissy, and Cissy was like,
shut up.
Cissy went color purple on her. Cissy,
she about to close that mouth shut.
She went color purple. I'm like,
oh goodness,
hold up. And so since we're getting so close to the finale, I thought we'd do something a little different tonight in terms of going over the show. I got clips, and I'm gonna have us break down those clips. And next week for the finale, I'm gonna plan for us to do, if y'all can fit it in your schedule, a full 2 hours to do clips, to do insight, to do in-depth analysis. Y'all get ready for that. We're going to make it fun. But for tonight, let's go through some clips and we'll let everybody break it down. Miss K, get ready to get on deck. Larry, you're going to clean up hit on this one.
All right.
This is kind of the way it started, okay? Like, it started like this. And this is one of the things that set it off. Here we go.
Put a fucking gun to someone's head. Say, here, you smoke this? Look, if these crackheads don't have the self-control to not throw their lives away, you cannot pin that on me.
Yep.
What fucking world are you living in? What have you been doing besides laundering your son's money and helping him build an empire? Wait. You don't want to know what happened to Alton?
I thought I did. But however Alton died, there's nothing that can be done about it now. I can only find comfort in knowing that you will die here. And you will never touch another member of my family again.
Now, Miss K, I did cut it short because you know YouTube be tripping. But Teddy goes on. Teddy goes on to lie to Cissy and say, "Oh no, he's alive." You know,
yeah.
Did you find a body? There's no body. And I can recall people. Yeah, no sign of struggle and all that white boy horse shit. I can recall people telling we said Alton is dead. I be keeping up with what we said, and
but I was hoping that he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean we all was hoping he was alive, but we knew he wasn't.
He's alive in her heart.
I was still saying that, to be honest. I kept going. I don't know about y'all. Yeah. I kept going. But when he said it, I was like, why would he just blow that up right now? And why would the writers do that? Like, they would reveal it to us like physically instead of letting somebody say it. So.
They would have done it with an action and not with dialogue is what they would have done. So Miss K, pick up from there, whatever you want to say about that. And remember, before that, she had talked to Cuban Rubin. And he basically lied through his teeth. He done showed his true colors too.
Yeah, she was disappointed in him. Like, you manipulated me and my son and all this. So she really kind of just said what she needed to say. And then she went on to Teddy. So, but he's saying that, listen, if I don't check in 24 hours, because we got Franklin all on tape and everything like that, and it's going to be some problems. Y'all going to be on the news and everything. I mean, I don't know if the check-in thing is true, but he does have Franklin on tape. Yeah, we did see that. So, but I don't know. But yeah, that whole thing with Teddy and that arrogance about I didn't put a gun to their head if they can't be, sensible enough, whatever he said not to smoke, blah blah blah. Yeah, look, of course that's a fact, but the fact that he's not trying to take accountability at all, like, you mean to tell me that, like, what it's doing? You don't care. You know exactly what you're doing. You're supplying this, right? And it's basically to your benefit, so you don't care. So now you're trying to make it seem like, why should I care about it destroying communities and families and all of this when, it's the choice. It's their choice. Like, come on, man. You don't put a liquor store on a corner and be like, oh, well, it's your choice. It is a person's choice, but you want to make money, right? At the end of the day. And you clearly don't care if it ruins people's families or not. So anyway, Teddy got what he deserved every moment. Torture, deletion, every moment he deserved.
Damn, torture, deletion, wow. The thing about that conversation, Larry, there was truth being told from both perspectives.
Right.
I mean, the writers gave the truth from both perspectives. Teddy, on the other hand, he's trying to justify that his wrongdoing, Larry, is of greater importance because he's doing it for his country. I'm God, I'm Bible, I'm country. I'm doing it for the sanctity and safety of my country. Nigga, stop. Right. But Larry, floor is yours. Floor is yours, Larry.
I think that whole thing that Teddy was talking about with with Cissy is like, on one end, sure, it's true as far as the people who are smoking the crack. But all the other people, and it hit, I think, so personal and so close to home for Cissy because she worked in that shelter.
Yeah.
She saw not just the crackheads that came in, she saw the kids that came in that didn't have any clothes, who hadn't eaten in days. She saw all those people who were suffering because of the crack epidemic that had never put a pipe to their lips. And so he can make the argument that no one forced them to smoke that. True, but those people who smoked it destroyed their communities. They destroyed their families. And so, how do you justify that? I mean, ultimately he's trying to justify this. And this is what's dangerous about people who work for governments in these roles, is that they can justify anything and everything that they do in service of their country. And there are some things that are just reprehensible and shouldn't be done, regardless of, country or religion or anything else. Exactly. And when you have people that can justify anything, they will do anything.
Yep. Yo, that need to be a t-shirt campaign, Larry. People that justify anything will do anything.
Absolutely.
It's like justification by any means necessary. That's what it is right there. Larry, this one's for you, my brother, because I'm worried. I want to be happy, but I'm worried. I want to be happy, but I'm worried. Okay. We all got the payoff we wanted for Oso. We think, Larry. We think. Oso, Franklin kept his promise. He got Oso to the Mexican northern border as described by Teddy. Oso turns around and he asked Franklin Larry to give him his word on something. And Franklin was about to break his word on making sure that Teddy dies. So my question to you, Larry, as you break this situation down with Oso, is Oso free and clear, or is the DEA going to be hot on that trail? And would you like to see Oso in the spinoff?
Oh, man. I do not want to see Oso in the spinoff, because I want him to be gone, out, free and clear, and not have anything to do with this life or these folks, anybody. I want him gone. I'm hoping that if Oso was a real character in real life, I hope he is somewhere drinking a beer on like a beach in Corsica or something, watching this series and being like, this was all a lot of fun.
Wait a minute, Larry. What about Santa Monica? What about Muscle Beach? What about Malibu?
No, that's too close. That's too close to home.
Okay.
I want him far, far away. You
want him in like Northern California?
No, I want him like off the coast of Spain or something. I want him someplace far, far away from any of this mess. So, but I like Oso. I think Oso was one of these people, one of those characters that was universally liked throughout the show, and so I'm hoping that he actually gets out. I'm hoping he gets out. I'm hoping he's free and clear and he's away. And will the DEA come for him? They might, but I feel like they got what they wanted out of him in some respect. So, but I mean, he has the passports. I think he still has his passports. I don't know what happened really with the obviously he showed up there for Franklin. So the DEA must have let him go. So he must whatever he said to them must have convinced them, let him go do what he was going to do. And
now, remember, Larry,
remember what happened?
You remember? I think Larry might have missed that episode. Rubin saved him from the DEA and killed all those DEA officers.
Oh, did he? Wait, did I miss something?
Yeah, you missed last week's episode. That's why you wasn't there, remember?
I thought I watched last week's episode, though. Damn, I have to go back and I must have missed something out.
Yeah, you
must have messed something up.
Yeah, you missed it. In
any case, I hope Oso gets away. I like Oso. I've liked him throughout the entire series, so I hope he's gone and free and clear, and I hope he's out of the game altogether.
Altogether. Okay. Miss K, I know that Oso was your boy. He was my boy. He was Larry's boy. We enjoyed him and Franklin together. What are your well wishes for Oso? Do you want to see him again? Do you think he's in the free?
I'm afraid for him because they did this in this episode. So maybe they feel like they have other characters to wrap up and he really is in the clear. and they just don't have time next week to show him, you know, so they kind of like got him out the way, and that's what that is. And I'm hoping that's what it is, you know. I don't think that the DEA is going to cross over. They shouldn't be able to, because that's out of their jurisdiction, right, to another country, because it looks like he took him to the border or something like that.
I mean, if they want him bad enough, they can go.
They're not supposed to be able to, though. As far as I thought.
It depends. So first of all, he's not getting asylum from nobody. So even if the DEA don't get him, they can negotiate with another arm of the government to go get him over same said crimes that they're saying he did if he does not have asylum.
Yeah, if they find him, right? Because
if they find him,
he's under a different name and all that stuff.
Well, that's why he needs to go to a country that has no U.S. extradition treaty, so he can be safe there. Like they might arrest him,
right?
They might arrest him, but then if they can't extradite him, he'll sit in jail for a period of time, and then they'll say, "Well, we can't hold him forever because he didn't do anything wrong in this country. We're not going to expedite him, so we're just going to let him go."
Right.
And in Larry's situation, you know what that would come down to then, Ms. K and audience. If y'all want him bad enough, how much y'all willing to give up and resources to get him? But finish, Ms. K.
Yeah. So as far as him, like I'm with Larry. I don't want to see him in a spinoff only because I just want him to be free and clear, and I just feel like a spinoff just opens the chance or keeps the chance of something happening to him, and I just want him to have a happy ending, and that's just that. Like that's it. I don't want him to be there. If he does ever show up, he can show up, you know, in one episode for, you know, just as a cameo, but we could still see Oso's doing good, you know, living life, you know, but I don't need to see him as a character all the time, you know. So I would like for him to meet up with his family, you know.
Yeah. And, I would love for him to like start training wrestlers. Remember, that's how we started with Oso. Yeah. And something like that, and just have that and nothing, and you know, don't let anything happen to him. Now, did either one of y'all hear the word on the street, or do y'all want me to ruin it?
I don't want it.
It's not about next week. It's about the spinoff.
I don't want to hear it. Because
you don't want to hear it.
The only person that I know so far that's in the spinoff is Wanda. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. We could talk about it next week.
Okay.
When we'll know.
If Wanda's in it, then Leon's gonna be in it.
I mean,
unless he gets killed next week.
Everybody assumed that he would be dead and Wanda's just gonna be in it, but I don't want to talk about it. Let me, because it ruins the. You know how we went through all the predictions and all. Like, why are they doing this? I don't understand that.
We'll save it for next week. That's one reason why I want next week to be 2 hours, because I want to know from whoever survives. I want to know who you guys are attached to going to another spinoff. I want to know who the audience is attached to going to a spinoff. So we'll save that for next week. Larry, we'll save that for next week. We'll get that next week. It's video time again, and Ms. K, you get to start this one.
All right.
But let me show. I'm not going to use any words. I'm going to just show some pictures to. This is me trying to illustrate with action before I show you the video. You ready?
All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Run, bitch, run.
Run, Forrest, run.
I need you, buddy.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. What you, Miss K? Stop it! Stop
what?
it! I heard that. I heard that.
What? Your pager. Give it to me.
The fuck out of here! Give me my gun back. Don't know what the fuck you think you're gonna find, but knock yourself out.
She found
Get on the ground. Put your hands on your head.
Do it now.
I knew it.
He did page you. From Scully's, the day I was grabbed. What happened? What, you was too high to respond?
That's not true.
Give me the keys.
He didn't fucking call me. Fuck! Louie! You crazy, you know that? I ain't give.
You been
Miss
knew she was
K.
crazy.
And that's why he wanted to screw her. I done told you about women. I done told you about crazy women and how the panty draw game worked, Miss K. I done gave you an education on that. Okay, so let's recant the situation with Louis. DEA busts up in her crib. Franklin calls her. Now, mind you, this is the information Franklin and Oso knew last episode. They talked about this, Larry. When you go back and see it, you'll see they talked about it. And Oso specifically said, "Are you going to tell Louis?" Franklin said, "Nope, because if I tell her, it's going to mess up everything."
She gonna run.
Franklin did not have to call her to give her that warning, but for whatever the reason, he did, and she's thinking he snitched. Okay. So when you're in a very desperate situation, Miss K, who do you call? Your favorite crackhead. Yeah. And this Negro is such a crackhead. He lies and say he got to pee only to go and light up his crack bottle, which is what ultimately was his downfall. Exactly. He did not page Uncle Jerome because he was smoking crack then too under the influences. Miss K, you are free to destroy the cockroach-looking cop named Backshot Buckley all you want to. Floor is yours.
No, I mean, I done called them so many crackheads and things of that nature already, so I don't even know if I have anything left. But, he still was trying to make a deal, because he want to just waste the $500,000 on crack. That's all he's waiting. That's all he want. Just crack. And so I said, I said to myself, like, she should have just killed him. Like, you're not doing him no favors by keeping him alive. Because she's like, oh, I don't want your kids. I'm keeping you alive for your kids, right? Yeah. And it's just like, girl, he ain't no good to his kids. Off him. Get him out of here. He ain't no good. He's a crackhead. So, and this is just for the show, guys. I had to make this clear in my live also that this is not what I would believe for somebody that's really on crack and their kids. I would hope they would get their life together. But on this show, off with his head. And I also feel like it was a mistake to leave him alive. So these are when you were asking me about what I think about the overall episode, this and that. I wanted to wait to really get into some other stuff. I think this was a mistake on her part, because he's just somebody that you can't trust. I mean, he wasn't there when it came down to being there for Jerome. Of course, he's not going to be there for her when time. If the DEA gets a hold of him and he thinks he can work out a deal or something by getting Louis or sending him that direction to wherever she is, of course he's going to give her up. If he thinks it's going to save him, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't a good idea. She should have killed him.
Wow. Big Larry, what you got for Backshot Buckley? And let me give you this caveat, Larry, because I'm good for giving caveats after somebody done gave some comments, Larry. He wanted to have sex with Louis. He did, right? He did.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, he had been hitting on her the entire show. Since they brought him on, he had been hitting on her. Right in front of Jerome.
So here's my caveat for you, Larry. Do you think that him ignoring that page, was it all because he was under the influences, or was it a mixture of F that nigga, if he gone, I'm gonna have to take care of you and the influences, or it was just the crack cocaine and Whitney said, I need to see the receipts?
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking that far ahead, because he looked at that pager and it took a hit. And he did. I don't think he was thinking that far ahead. I think he was just getting high and then just was zooted out of his mind after that.
Okay.
But yeah, first of all, is she pregnant? Is her name's Angela Lewis, right? Is she pregnant? Because she looked like she was pregnant when she was in that episode.
She was pregnant. She was pregnant some of the shoot, yes, but she didn't have the baby now. And by the way, shout out to Angela Lewis, man. I met her, and talking to her for real, y'all. Like, It was literally like talking to a homeboy. Now y'all know I'm pretty partial to people from Detroit because my wife is from there, but Angela's from that area too. And if you was to meet her on the street and talk to her, you would never know she's a Hollywood star. You wouldn't. She holds a conversation like a home girl does. And I told her she's making it really hard for me to hate her character. I have to always preface that I hate the character, but I love the woman. She's a phenomenal person, y'all. You ever see her? If you approach her right, she will give you pictures. She will shout you out. She is that damn cool. Floor is back yours, Larry. But yeah, Larry, for real. She was in the middle of pregnancy sometime when they were shooting.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure if it was necessary for her to kill Buckley or not. I mean, on one end, I feel like, sure, why not? But on the other end, I'm like, to what end? No one cares about him. I mean, he's a crackhead. He's a crackhead that got kicked off the force and had I mean, if he goes and says she did this, she did that, no one's going to believe him. I mean, so I don't know. I'm not sure killing him would have made any difference. And obviously she had something in her mind and in her heart to leave him alive. So, I don't know.
Somebody said in my live that Scully is rubbing off on her. I was like, oh, good point.
Yeah, he might be. He might be, but it doesn't make any sense though why she. I guess it kind of does why she had him drive him way out there, but it seemed like she sort of drove him way out to the middle there and was planning on killing him anyways. Talking about going to a stash house in Ohio, and I don't think there was a stash house.
Right.
No, it wasn't. She lied about that.
So it sounds like she was just going to take him way out in the middle of nowhere anyways, and then maybe she was going to kill him out there. It's unclear what her motivation was, but if she was going to take him somewhere way out and about and kill him, I wonder how come she just didn't kill him right there. So that whole thing, the motivations for that was a little unclear and confusing. So
I think maybe this Larry was a misdirect on purpose by the writers, but to me it just felt like she was trying to get him to drive her as far away as possible to buy time, waiting for some kind of an opportunity where maybe she could jump out the car. Yeah, maybe she could grab his gun. Because at first I thought his dumb ass had left the keys in the car. If I'm being for a minute until she got out the car, got his gun. I mean, dude, give me your keys, so. But we haven't seen the last of either one of them, and I'm wondering what they'll do in the finale. Is the finale going to be 2 episodes or longer than an hour? Do either one of y'all know?
No.
I don't. I hope it's one of those double episodes. That'd be dope.
It would.
Yeah.
Miss K, what's that all?
Lord, get it over with. I don't like tracking stuff out.
Oh, Miss K, golly. This is the finale.
I'll be like, come on, my nerves.
I mean, part of me feels like it would be great to have one of those, but part of me is thinking like, I don't know if they really need 2 hours on this last stuff, because they have tied up quite a few loose ends. Like they pretty much tied up. Yeah. They pretty much tied up Teddy this episode. They tied up what happened to Alton. I guess we have to tie up what's going to go down with Cissy, since they show the previews and she's locked up. I guess we need to tie up Franklin and Veronique in this last episode, and I guess we need to sort of tie up or transition over to the new show with Leon and Wanda. So,
and what about Parissa? What about?
I'm not sure that Parissa is gonna be a factor. I think because Parissa was living in her little house. And she was like, I don't really want to do anything. I just want to exist. I'm fine. I'm living, before Teddy showed up, she was like, I'm living here. I have my job and I'm safe and I don't really need to worry about anything. And I want to keep a life like that. And so now that Teddy's gone, I'm sure she's going to mourn him and be upset by it. But I think she might be okay with going back to her life.
And,
I wonder if she's going to take revenge.
That's what I'm saying. Teddy done put that ring on Triple P, Larry, and she might be feeling some kind of way. And he gave the name Franklin So it would not at all surprise me if she was the one to shoot Franklin in the finale. It would not surprise me at all. And then
I wouldn't be surprised if she would pretty much blamed Teddy for himself for this, because remember, it wasn't just but 2 episodes ago. Teddy and Parissa and the ex-wife were both telling Teddy, just give him the money. Just give the money back. We don't need all this. Just give the money back.
But that was before he put a ring on it, Larry. He put that ring on it, and she went quadruple P. It wasn't no more triple P. She went quadruple P. He put that ring on it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with it.
Definitely. But yeah, they got some things that I want to see how they're gonna sew up. And oh boy, it's video time again, y'all. So before we get into the video, I'm gonna illustrate with pictures, and then we'll go to the video. Larry, it's your turn this time, big guy. You on deck. So these are the videos leading up into. These are the pictures leading up into the video. Here we go. Russian roulette, anybody? Son, you need to calm your ass down. It's not worth killing. It's not worth the money. Okay? And then this is what Franklin had to say in regards to all that.
See what this is doing to us. What it's already done. Look at me. Revenge is the only fucking thing on my mind. And look at me. This obsession with this money. Look at where we are, Franklin. What we're becoming.
What we're becoming? You think we're the first people in this world to play dirty? Carnegie, Mellon, fucking Rockefeller? They were all killers. I don't want to be a fucking killer.
And I don't want
true.
She's right. I've been around you my whole life, so I know how bad you want this, and I always believe in you. But trust me when I tell you don't want to go to the place you're about to go. It's hell down there, and you don't even know if you'll be able to pull yourself back up.
Damn, I love that Leon. Larry, I had to get a Leon in there, man. I had to get a Leon up in that joint. Larry, floor is yours, man. What'd you think about that sequence from him doing Russian roulette with Teddy and really had a bullet in there, and to Cissy all of a sudden got cold feet, to Leon being Leon that went to Africa and trying to talk some sense into his boy?
It's funny because during that whole segment when Teddy was tied up in there and they were working him over, Teddy was like at one point when he thought he thought Franklin was bluffing, and then he shot out the ceiling, and he was like, "Oh, you really lost your mind." He was scared at that point. He was like, "Oh, he really lost it." I don't think Franklin lost his mind, not even a little bit. I think Franklin was just determined. He was just like the money is the most important thing, and I am going to get the money regardless of what I have to do.
Right.
And that's what it was. So anything else wasn't, whatever made someone else think like, oh, he's lost his mind, he's gone crazy. No, it would. I think if Teddy would have said, here are the account numbers, I hope you have a wonderful day, I think Franklin would have taken the money and Teddy could have walked away without a scratch on his head. But he didn't. Because I think deep down, Franklin didn't want anything but that money. And he was willing to be as nice as he could to get it, or to be as ugly and as bitches as he had to be to get it. And I think ultimately that caused obviously the rift between him and his mom, because his mom had a very different agenda, obviously. She wanted revenge and he wanted money. And so
Larry, I do think that he kind of wanted one more thing from Teddy that he was going to scare his ass to get, that he ultimately got. I think he wanted respect from Teddy because he felt like Teddy disrespected him. He legitimately thought that him and Teddy was kind of boys. But we'll get there. I don't want to jump. See, I'm on my own damn horse already. Let me get off my horse.
You know what's funny, though, is that relationship that he thought he and Teddy had was actually the kind of relationship that Leon and Avi had.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Avi actually kind of took Leon in, under his wing and taught him some things. And You know,
that's
I mean,
why he went to Africa.
Yeah, the reason why he went to Africa was because of Avi. He was like, Avi was like, you should go see the world. You should go to Africa. You should go see your people. And he was like, I could just do that. He was like, yeah, man, you just get a passport. And, you know.
Yes. So now that you said that, it has to be Leon. It has to be Leon to kill Rubin, because I'm over here like, what are we gonna do with Rubin? It has to be Leon. Remember when he found out when Avi died?
That's
he was
right.
Like, who did it?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like he had vengeance already in his eyes. Like, who did it? Like, I need a name. It got to be Leon.
But Miss K, do you think Leon still got it in his heart at this point to kill? Because he was in on this with the mama saying you don't want to go to that place. So would he kill Rubin out of vengeance? I don't think so.
I feel like he got one more in him.
I think Rubin's gonna live.
You know,
Rubin's gonna live. Because if they, I mean, obviously they are diverting from the real story in real life. But if Franklin lives through this, because we know the real character went to jail and has since gotten out, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that the way that happens is he gives up that KGB agent to the FBI and says, hey, I want to make a deal. Because he even said it in here. He was like, you know, and he was talking about, when they were talking about Rubin, he was like, I'll just turn Rubin over to the FBI and make a deal. And the fact, I mean, if we think that they would not make some drug dealer in South Central Los Angeles the deal of his life so that they can actually have an active, you know, KGB agent, then we'd all be fooling ourselves. They'd be more than happy to make that deal. I mean, who has Franklin killed? A bunch of nobodies in the neighborhood, a bunch of drug dealers and nobodies. So, you know,
I'm with you, and I think it's even deeper than that. I think that not only can he give up Rubin, the Cuban KGB, I also think he probably can get a little bit of cash out of it because he's going to be dealing with that guy that was Teddy's handler, and Teddy's handler has collected money over the years from Teddy. I don't know the cat name, so I'm just calling his ass Frobisher. That's what his haircut looked like, a Frobisher damn haircut. So that's what I'm calling him. I think he can get paid for Rubin Cuban, and wouldn't this be a double entendre, Larry, if Franklin is about to turn over Rubin Cuban, and then out of the blue, here comes Leon because he realized that's who killed Javi. Boom.
Yep.
So you would have Franklin's mama, who basically stabbed him in the heart. Then you have his best friend, who stabs him in the heart too.
Everybody is handling the things that he is not handling.
Right.
It was
yours. Okay. Floor is yours anyway.
It was wrong for him to try to leave Teddy alive, because the last thing that also said to him before he walked away was, yo, you gonna make sure that Teddy is dead, right? Like, I don't need him coming back to me and my family or coming after my family, right? He said it, and that's not the first time he said it. He said it to him when they made the deal. Like, I need Moreno. I need you to make sure that Teddy is dead. I need you to make sure. And he was going to renege on that promise. And I'm like, that's why he needed a babysitter. Because right now, with the money situation, he is not there. He's not thinking right, because it's just one track mind. Like, even when his mother said, I'm never going to talk to you again after this, or you're never going to see me again. Are you okay with this? He said, yes. Like, yeah, as long as I got my money, shoot, I'm be straight. He don't give a dag on the Veronique tell him at this point, I'm leaving with the baby. Well, you're not leaving with my money.
Damn. That B better have my money.
This is the thing I still don't understand about this, is that he has all those properties out there, and all he really needs to do is just say, okay, Teddy got me. I made the mistake. He got my money. He can just have all those properties. He could have had all those properties liquidated. He would have had several $1 million. He and Veronique could have left the country, never have come back, and lived very, very well in just about every other place on this planet. Mm-hmm. And instead, he's fighting over something that he's not going to get back. He was never going to get that money back from Teddy. It just wasn't going to happen. You know, and instead he already wanted out of the game. He should have taken the money that he had, got out. We know one thing: Veronique and their mama know how to flip some money. I just would have told her mama, look, here's the deal. I know you're crooked. You know you're crooked, but here's a chunk of money. Go make it. I'm going to tell you can have 35%. You're going to steal another 15. It's going to be 50-50 anyway. So just go do it.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, Larry, that brings us to this woman. Triple P, Pleasure Pain Parissa. And it's a different level for her now, Larry, because he put that ring on it. This is when she was telling Javamir that the last time she talked to Teddy, he proposed to her. It was the other day, and he was very worried about Franklin. Larry, is this it for Triple P? Is this the end? You feel like this is the end for her? We're going to see some more of her. Could we see her in the spinoff? What do you got on Triple P? To be honest with you, Larry, in the end, I can't front. I started liking the character. I ain't gonna lie, but floor is yours.
I was never all that attached to her character. I think she's cool. I think her character was cool. I have no problem with her character, but I think she's sort of inconsequential. Like now that Teddy's gone, I don't really see her as like a factor in any way. Okay. I mean, she could go after Franklin as some sort of revenge thing, but I mean, just the way they presented her character, where she had extracted herself from Iran. She found her way into the U.S. and got situated, and she was living her life, just peacefully living her life. And then Teddy came in and blew her world up, and now he's gone. And then he got killed. Now he's gone. I think she might be angry and grieving, and maybe she wants to get some revenge. But I would not be at all surprised if she goes back to her house, back to her job, and then just looks at it all as just a terrible nightmare that happened for a few months and it's over.
I could see that, Larry, because when Teddy found her, she was living very discreetly. Discreetly. But Larry, she was the kind of woman that locked down her emotions. And she locked those emotions down because she had that security of when she wants to make love, she likes to feel pain. And Teddy dug that. And that was her guy. So she's fully invested in him now because last episode, Larry, she told him, look, basically she said, I need to know what my future is going to be with you. If you want me to be at your side, I need to know my future. And next thing we know, she goes and invades his private space, finds his mama's engagement ring. This dude get down on one knee and propose, and I think she's fully invested in him. And I think that this could hurt. Or Larry, since they set her up as to be someone who could go back to plain life, this would be a great plot twist if they had her come back for revenge somehow, some way. Miss K, we talking about Triple P, Pleasure, Pain, Parissa. What you got to say? Are you like the other women that don't ever want to see her again?
Yeah, I don't want to see her again, but I'm afraid that we will see her again. She will pop up because I'm afraid that she's going to get revenge on somebody. And the main person to get revenge on is Teddy. I'm sorry, not Teddy, is Franklin. And maybe she could go at Franklin directly, or she could go at Veronique.
I think what would be easy for her to do is she was just got herself locked up. She's already in LA County, get herself locked up. She's going to go down. She's going to go to probably Twin Towers downtown where Cissy is, and she can take out Cissy right there in jail.
Damn. Why would she get Cissy, Larry? As that would be
the one that pulled the trigger.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's right.
But does she know that? I mean, unless Havemeyer goes and tells her that. You
have a dude that was blasted. You had a white man that was blasted by a black woman just like that in the middle of that area in LA. That's probably all over the news. It's probably on the news.
In broad daylight.
Yeah.
In broad daylight. Yeah. In broad daylight. Yeah.
I'm sure she knows.
That'd be an easy one to explain away. That'd be easy one to explain away. Cool. Good comments, y'all. But this is what I got to say, Larry. Why is it that anytime there's a woman me and you like, Miss K don't like them? I know you don't like Parissa, Larry, Okay, let me go.
I'm okay with Prince. I'm just not enamored with her. Like if she goes, if she stays, I'm indifferent either way.
Larry, ride my Oregon Trail wagon for a minute here. Miss K don't like Parissa. Miss K don't like Professor Megram, ladies. It's not Lock and Key.
What?
Not
You didn't like Professor Megram?
No, not everybody get a doorknob. They was calling her all kinds of names. And let me tell you who she didn't like that you like, Larry. She wasn't a fan of Ramona Put It On You.
What? You didn't like?
What are you talking about, Lamont?
You didn't like Ramona?
I don't even think I was around when Ramona
mute her mic for a minute. She's on timeout.
No, don't even listen to him.
Lamont over there starting mess.
Yeah, because I don't even think I wasn't even with y'all when Ramona was there. How you gonna bring Ramona up?
Oh,
unbelievable. I didn't have no issues with Ramona.
She was in the comment section.
Why would I not like Ramona? Like I didn't have any issues with her.
Everybody loved Ramona. Ramona's wonderful.
I didn't love her, but
fact, y'all.
So now the truth comes out. You didn't love her. See, that's where it all begins.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Man?
Look, I'd rather Ghost be with her than anybody else. But I didn't care about her like that. Like she was like, okay.
Well, I mean, why you ain't like Professor Megram? She's an esteemed educator.
Because she was a hot box.
Look, Larry, damn. My God.
You know.
Look, she act like she's a breakfast sandwich, Larry, that you put in the microwave and hit 90 seconds, man. Come on, man.
What happened to being sexually liberated? What happened to all that?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
You got folks out here having slut parades and all that. Like, come on now. What's wrong with this freaking generation now? They want to glorify being a whore bag. Are you stupid though?
Oh God.
It's called the liberation of your sexuality and not being confined to the rules that men have put in place to control women's bodies.
So forget about
no. Kate said it. This Kate said it's called being a hot box.
Yeah.
Hey, men have been dogs humping the teddy bear that ain't alive.
I know.
I don't see no problem with a woman liberating her sexuality.
I see a problem with a man being a hoe. I see a problem with a woman being a hoe.
I think there's more of a problem with a woman being a hoe.
Of course.
Well, the women control the narrative.
Of course you do.
Well, because women get pregnant and men don't.
But men make the babies like all over the place.
But men don't carry babies. Women do. Like this is one of those things I hate. I hate it when people say we're pregnant. No, we're not pregnant. You're pregnant.
That's true.
You're pregnant.
If you're married, we can say we're pregnant because we're.
No, that's BS. Soon as a woman likes to try and say that,
they don't.
A woman likes to try and say we're pregnant, and then as soon as you get into an argument about something, I carried this little blah blah blah. It's not we carried it. It's I carried it. Well, if you carried it, then it's not we're pregnant. You're pregnant.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm hearing that in my house right now because little Lamont Jr. is in there giving Crystal the hardest damn time. He's in there mad as fuck because we're not treating him the way we treated Elle. Ladies and gentlemen, when Elle was coming into the world, every week we'd scratch a line, counting down to 42 weeks. I was rubbing her belly, playing classical music on her stomach and shit. Wow. Ask me, have I done that for Lamont Jr.? I haven't. And he is repaying Crystal every day, making her more and more tired. Like she can barely get out of bed some days because we're not giving him the same love and attention we gave Elle. And it's only for one reason. It's only one reason. Because we have Elle. And there's reason number two, she was pregnant with Elle during COVID. We didn't have no choice. Like I wasn't busy. She wasn't as busy. So, I mean, we didn't have nothing else to do but rub bellies and count off, scratch off sticks and talk to the baby and all that kind of stuff. So he in there causing her trip. So when what Larry said is true, Miss K, when the nigga do something bad, it ain't our baby. It's who carrying this baby.
I mean, it's obviously it's not a literal you know, but it's still something cute to say, like, we're pregnant, we're expecting. I don't say that crap, but I'm just saying, or I didn't say it, you know, but I'm just saying, I understand. I get it. I get
it. Ladies and gentlemen, we moving on, man. We moving on.
Yeah, because we sure know how to go off, don't we?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Listen, well, that's what they tune in for.
We do life over here. Shoot.
We need to get you a thing that pops up on the screen that says tangent time.
Yes.
Right. Tangent time. Shout out to this live audience, man. We got 400 people in the building. Yo, can we get those 400 likes?
Wow.
Subscribe to everybody's channel. If you're coming to me from Larry's channel, what's up? You probably already know me anyway. You coming from Miss K channel, you probably know me too. And we come together sometimes like Voltron. And we link up and we defeat the evil that goes on in Hollywood, giving y'all bad reviews because we give fire ass reviews. Okay, fire. Let's get this thing going. Another video time, ladies and gentlemen. Another video time. This time it's on you, Miss K, and I will lead you in with pictures. Larry kind of brought this up anyway. They real estate empires doing bad, Miss K, because they're underwater. Basically, what's going on with them is what's going on in our economy right now. The market had a recession, rates was low, then the rates went high as hell, and they kind of underwater. And they circling the drain for the one they got in downtown LA. They want that shit bad. But V is saying we need this money. And then Miss K, it leads into V revealing why she ain't a cook. Because her ass is scared to cook, bringing that corn oil into the building. And then you know what happens, Miss K? How you like your white meat, people? How you like your white man meat? Well, if you want to see how you like your white man meat, I'm gonna give you a showing, and I can tell you right now, them southern cooks don't cook their white meat like this. Take a look.
Ooh, guys.
Wait.
Paula Dean ain't never cooked white meat like this.
This way.
Oh God. Oh God. This worse than hot grits. He begging.
Please don't do this.
He sound like Keith Sweat.
Please don't do this. Please.
Listen to this, Miss K.
You're making me do this.
And he just dripping it. Like, I don't know what's worse. And she acting on shock. Girl, that's your whole idea.
Miss K, have some decency about yourself and these women.
No.
Veronica said that they about to lose their properties. The other corporations is circling the drain for the downtown property. We need to get this money. She is the one that came up with she came up with the Crisco. That was her idea.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. So she wanted to cook the white meat.
They were making chicharrones.
I said she over there looking all concerned and feel like she feel bad when it was her freaking idea. Like, girl, bye.
Well, Miss K, sometimes you can make a plan to do something wrong, and then in the middle of it, you have a change of heart.
Maybe it wasn't a change of heart. Maybe it was just more like, well, this is what we have to do. No, she talks.
Miss K, that look on her face reminded me of the look she gave Franklin when Franklin got beat up by Louis last week. That look she gave him before she cranked up the Cadillac, she was like,
I hated that scene.
Zia Latrice said her belly looks smaller. That's what I was saying too. I'm like, why? They need to keep it consistent with this lady's belly. And last week she had pains. Now all of a sudden she's okay. I'm like, what's up?
Thank you. Larry, last week the bitch had belly pains, fell over. That was the last time we seen her. And now she's upright, walking, her stomach smaller.
Getting Crisco.
Franklin asked her, "Are you okay?" She said no, but didn't tell us why. So did you lose the baby? I mean, like, you go from belly pain falling over on the floor to now you you waterboarding a white guy with Crisco. Okay.
And here's another thing. She called him, right? And it was almost like she had to tell him something, but he was just like, yeah, we got him or something like that. And she didn't say anything else. So it was like, what did you call him to check in, or was you calling him to say something? Because she looked like she wanted to say something and she did. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? I mean, we see him yoking her up like, don't you ever go behind my back again. So I don't know if that had anything to do with anything. Did she go behind his back and something happened with the baby? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, so Larry, she's talking about the preview for next week. I think she went behind his back and contacted the mama in prison. Possibly. It's either that or Leon's talking to the mama in prison. It ain't Franklin. I can tell you that.
I would not be at all surprised if it's Leon.
Yeah, me neither. But floor is yours, Miss K. Talk about this torture scene. Did you like them trying to fry some chicken with a white guy? I bet that chicken was the worst chicken you could find.
Terrible. I mean, look at it. Look, bleeding chicken. It's not even fully cooked. I mean,
it's making crackling.
Love this. Yeah, it looks disgusting, by the way. Look at the bubbles. But yeah, look, he deserves everything. I was just like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to feel evil, but I was laughing at everything, loving everything. And when Rubin, the poor Rubin, and it ain't really poor Rubin, screw him too. But he in the back listening, like, yo, am I next?
Yeah, he was over there like, oh damn. You know, that's gotta be worse. Not worse, but that's gotta be torture in itself. Just like, oh my God.
And Larry and Miss K, it's bad because he know black voices versus the contrast of a white screen. And then on top of that, you got a bag on your head, so you don't see nothing
so
coming.
You don't know if is it coming closer? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, is he still in the room with him? Shoot.
Oh my God, boy. Oh yeah, man.
So that's I just listen. I was just here for it all, and I was laughing when I saw. I didn't see Rubin's face, but when I saw him with that freaking potato sack bag over his head, I know he was scared. Like, oh my gosh.
Floor is yours,
man.
The potato sack.
When you think of all the ways to torture somebody and hurt someone, man, that is just excruciating. I just can't even imagine. I mean, I have fried chicken and had grease pop up and hit my hand or something, and just that little splat makes you just scream. Like, man, I can't imagine how bad that must be. I can't even imagine that the dude is still just like coherent. Like, he should just be completely in shock.
Yeah,
you know?
It showed how tough he is, Larry. Like, they got him looking scrawny and all that, like a nerd, but it showed that he's got a little toughness because
he should still be in shock. His mind should be shutting down.
Yeah, that's true.
To separate the pain, because that's just. Because I mean, you endure that much pain. Like, the only other thing I can imagine, if you don't go into shock to shut it down, is you end up going into cardiac arrest.
But you know what, Larry? I wonder if, as a CIA agent, did they kind of put him through some type of training like that? Because
I'm sure they never poured hot oil on his chest.
No, but just for pain. You know what I'm saying? Like the
electrocution.
Yeah, just trying to increase that pain tolerance.
I'm sure they gave him some techniques to endure interrogation.
Yeah, you're gonna find yourself in those situations being an agent like that. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I'm here with you. Trust me.
Teddy could have avoided all of this. It was really just his. It was just his arrogance. It was his arrogance with Franklin, and just like, I did it basically because I created you. He looked at Franklin like you're mine, bitch. You know. That's basically what he was saying to him. He was like, I created you, That's why I did this. You don't have the right to the money. You don't have a right to any of this. This is all mine. It's like he looked at himself as like some sort of god, and Franklin was his minion. And
right.
It's just, he could have I feel like if he wasn't so arrogant, he could have made it through this whole scenario so much easier. He probably could have told Franklin like a long time ago. He could have been like, look, bro, here's the deal. I can't give you all your money back. I already gave half of it to the CIA, so it's gone.
Right.
You can have the other half. Here's the things. And Franklin probably would have taken the money and left him alone. And he could have taken half that money, given it to the CIA, and been back in business. They would have taken him and given him his badge back if he had 35 million versus, versus 70 or whatever it was, 37 versus 73. They would have still given him his badge back.
Larry, they would have given him his badge back with 10 million. You kidding me?
Yeah.
They would have gave him his badge back with that. Look.
But he was arrogant.
He was.
He really was.
That was his flaw. In this episode.
Yeah.
In this climax, his arrogance was his flaw.
And it was heightened.
Right.
Like more than we've ever seen.
And the thing that got to me was you're still not in the free and clear yet. And we know good and damn well that there was going to be a plan in place to come after Franklin. But let me hold my horses before I get there, because I got a lot to say about the finale, the climax. Yeah, I'm on it, man. Let me get off of it. Let me get off of them. So in any event, before we go there, Larry, Teddy, and Franklin, who have been gold on screen since season 1. Franklin has been gold with everybody since season 1. Teddy has been gold with everybody since season 1. They had a nice back and forth where we realized that Franklin wanted more from Teddy. He just wanted respect that Teddy didn't give him. And eventually, before he could pour that hot grease on his penis, Teddy broke down, and Teddy said, we can split the money. And Franklin was going to go for that. And Teddy gives him his wallet, and then they concoct some chemicals, Larry, and there go all the bank accounts. What was you thinking when they got this? Was you thinking that it was about to go down, or you thought it was going to be some more twists and turns?
This is one thing where Franklin screwed up, right?
Yeah.
Because I would have told him, I would have been like, look, there's 4 accounts in there. So I know the money's divided up. I would have told him I need the password for one of the accounts. And then I would have went and had the money transferred from that one account and say, okay, now I can trust you. Now we can go get the other, we can go make the deal for the other stuff. But I would have made him verify that those accounts were real first. And that he had access to them. And he didn't. Okay. And if he would have done that right up front, he would have gotten some of his money back. So by the time his mom would have killed him, it would have been like he wouldn't have been completely out. Like right now, he's just he has nothing.
He's done. Well, Larry, he still has one more hope, and that's Cassandra. I still think Cassandra gonna be able to pull a string and come back, but we'll see. We'll see. Miss K, how did you like the reveal of Teddy wanting to split the money with Franklin? Franklin just wanted to be respected from this man because Franklin literally looked at him as a business partner. And did you feel as though that Franklin's about to make his getaway with his money?
I don't even know if he was gonna if it was gonna work. I mean, it seemed like it was gonna work, but the first thing I want to say is I didn't like the idea that he got away from, he went away from the original plan that him and his mom had. We have to kill Teddy. Like that was it. It wasn't we gotta get the money back, but you want to get the money back, I understand, but it's just like you still need to figure out how. If you want to get the money back, you still need to stick to the plan of killing him. So that was never the plan.
That was never the plan for Franklin. The plan for Franklin was always get the money. Franklin was telling everybody else what they wanted to hear to go along with it because he just wanted to get the money.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you would think that he would at least be honest with his mom. But clearly, no.
I don't think that was a smart plan because he knows if Teddy went and took out Alton in somewhere where they're supposed to be remote, what makes you think he ain't going to come do that to you? And that's what Cissy's concern is. He came and hunted down Alton halfway around the globe.
That's exactly my point.
And looked at her, and as Larry has said eloquently, he looked at Cissy like she was beneath his feet, which is why he didn't kill her. And Cissy said that too. I was not a threat to you. I was like, grass that you step on. So you didn't even bother to do anything to me. And she proved that she was a force to be reckoned with, which leads us to the final.
That he wouldn't see coming. Yes,
right. It wasn't even that she was underestimated. She wasn't even estimated. She didn't even factor into anything. And so, I mean, when he was like the look of shock and confusion and just on surprise on his face, like it came from her, was just priceless.
I'm trying to remember, did he even have time to look like that? Because that was funny. I'm sorry. The way he was holding on to the pole, I mean to the phone and
don't worry. Don't worry. This is our final clip of the night. You know I could not end this episode without getting, ladies and gentlemen, the faces that was made in this climax. From Cissy, hands up, don't shoot, and her mole sticking out like the Wicked Witch of the West and shit, to Franklin face, the look on Franklin's face when the password was about to be exchanged. He had a look on his face like he had just got him 2 raw nuts. He was like, yo. And then when Cissy shot him and he was trying to get the password, the look on his face just went blank. Dude was trying. And then the look on Teddy's face after he thought he was going to talk his little shit to Cissy.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, she turns her back, whips out a solid gold pistol. His mouth went, boop, boop. You did.
See, this is one of the things that I didn't like, because Teddy had throughout this whole series has been so smart. He's been so clever, and then in this part, I mean, I get it. She's I guess it's just back to his arrogance. He thought nothing of her, because when he said about Alton, he just said it so dismissively, like, what are you talking about? Alton's dead. I killed him. Of course I did. What are you thinking? You know? But if he was smart, he should have just said, like, he should, like, when she said what prison, he should have told her, I'm gonna get that name. I'm gonna get the name of the prison to you. I'll get the name of the prison, and I'll get you whatever information so that you can go see him after I'm safe. And she probably would have been like, okay, because she would have been hopeful. But instead, he just thought, like, there's nothing this little bitch can do to me. This little nigger.
Oh, yeah, nigger. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And that's basically what he thought. And it turned out to be his downfall, his ultimate downfall. He really just showed her no respect whatsoever.
Well, let's revisit that lack of respect, because it's definitely worthy of being revisited. Here we go.
Section 237, please.
Tell me what prison Elton is in.
I was lying. He's fucking dead. I shot him twice. I dumped his body. Hey, Ann. Yes, I am ready to initiate the transfer.
Damn!
Teddy!
Look at Franklin.
Hey, Teddy!
Look at her.
Teddy! He's still here. Yeah. The password. Teddy,
I had him move.
Say a fucking word.
Teddy, take one more breath.
Drop the gun, lady. Drop the gun.
She lucky she didn't get shot. And you mean to tell me they didn't see Franklin running away? Come on.
Well, everybody ran away. So, I mean, when shooting happens, people run. So,
okay. That's a good point, but you just seen this man talking to her like, lady. But anyway, Miss K, we'll start with you first, Larry. What a telling scene, a lot of chaos. I feel like, Larry, this is how I feel. I feel like that shooting was done more for Franklin than it was Alton, because let's not forget Alton started out a damn deadbeat. Can we not forget that? Then he sprinkled his black girl magic back on Cissy, got back in her life. But I really think that shooting was a little revenge for Alton, but more in the face of Franklin, because he chose $37 million over his mama. Talk to me, Larry.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much about the money at this point, but it could have been like, I think she definitely wanted revenge for Alton, but I think it also could be, like you said, in a way of protecting her son, because she knows that if he lets Teddy go, Teddy's gonna come back for him. And after he tortured him and burned him and all this stuff, Teddy's not gonna let that go. It's gonna be one day. It may not be in a month or a year. It may be in 2 years or so. One day, Franklin is going to be up there playing with his kid. Veronique and him are going to be sitting there on the porch drinking lemonade, thinking their life is fine, and Teddy's going to just come up and snipe him from a distance and take him out. Or maybe he just locks him in the house that night and tortures him too and kills him. He was going to come for him. He was not going to let that go. And we know this because when Alton did all the stuff that he did and he outed him, Teddy waited a while. It wasn't like he went and hunted Alton down right then. He was patient. He waited for a while. Alton was in Cuba. He had been settled into his life. He was comfortable coming and going. So when Teddy showed up, Alton's guard was down because it had been a while. He thought he was in the clear. So,
and that's how they usually get you.
Yeah, and I think his mom recognized that this is what Teddy would do if he let him go. He would have waited till he was comfortable and thought everything was cool, and then he would have came for him and he would have taken him out. So I think it was. Yeah. I agree. I think it was revenge, and I think it was her way, her last ditch effort way to protect her son.
Pretty much. What you got on it, Mrs. K?
Okay, first, we talked about the arrogance of Teddy in this episode, and even from the gate, when Havemeyer walked up and was like, "Are you okay?" The first thing Teddy says, "Yeah, give me the F out of here." Like, I mean, he was just jerking all the way through. Like, he just being a jerk to the bitter end. Like, just give me the F out of here. I can't wait to kill these guys. That's pretty much what, I mean, after this, you knew that all that was going to be on Teddy's mind was revenge, right? So her killing him, I think she went there to kill him. Like I said, she babysat the situation the whole way through. She came there to do the job. The agreement was to kill Teddy. She had a conversation with her son before this in an episode and was like, work with me, in the KGB to kill Teddy. Are you with me, Saint, or are you with them? In this episode, when she saw Franklin choosing the money, she said, oh, so you with them, right? We got back to that conversation again. Now it's like, okay, so how about this? Now it's time. She's not telling him this, but in her mind, she's like, okay, now I got to take matters into my own hands. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to have Veronique go to the trade-off, and we're not going to have Leon anywhere near it. I'm going to go to make sure nobody kills you. But little do we know, Mama is packing, honey. And listen, she want to know before I kill you, where's my man? And I think that because that was the plan. I'm going to kill him, but first I'm going to find out where my man is. And look, we were talking a little bit on my channel. We were saying that maybe she would have allowed the transfer to go through first and then killed him. But the response, that arrogance, that disgusting response that Teddy gave her, like, dumped his body like he was nothing, that made her say, oh, it's going down now. Like, I can't wait anymore. So it was almost like anger and like, let's get this over with now. Well, screw your money, Franklin. I don't care.
Yeah, she didn't care about that. But I mean, basically, Franklin said, I'm going to be with my baby mama. This is my family. I'm through with you. Because at the end of the day, everybody could have been happy because she could have let that man get out that password and then she could have shot him. But she didn't. And that was some of her saying, Franklin, I'm teaching you a lesson too. Because she could have legitimately let that password be said. Yeah. Franklin would have that. And boom, I'm going to kill you anyway. Bam, but she ain't do that.
Yeah. And at the same time, back to you guys' point about, underestimating or just not even estimating or considering her at all was the fact that, like, here it is. You think he think he's safe because Havemeyer is there and you in broad daylight, but you don't understand that this woman at this point feels like she has nothing to lose anymore.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? She lost her husband. She feels like she's a realist. She sees her son is only two ways. Her son is long gone. I can't save him. So there's really nothing for me to really be living for at this point. So I'm going to kill this dude. If it's the last thing I do that's going to bring some satisfaction to me in this life, I'm going to kill me A white man.
Jerome gone. Her husband gone.
Yep.
Jerome gone. Husband gone. Franklin gone basically because he done said, I'm choosing the money over you.
Exactly.
So you on your own. So this was basically putting a wounded animal in a corner. That's what you did.
Yeah.
You put a wounded animal in a corner, and she took whatever good predatory weapon she had left, and she went down a guns a fucking blazing. Did you hear me?
I'll just say though, in this scene, the gangster stuff in this scene was having Meyer how he just calmly just walked away. Was like,
Yep.
okay, well, this deal's done.
But
this
you know
thing
what,
got
Larry?
busted up.
A part of him, he was probably going to do that to Teddy after he got the money from Teddy.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah. Teddy was never going to get his job back with old Frobisher haircut. He was never going to get that job back.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that was the thing. He had gone completely rogue on this operation, and he muffed it up. It was just really it just went completely sideways. They didn't really want anything to do with him. He weaseled his way back into working as a contractor. So I mean, it was just. I don't think what's his name was really going to deal with Teddy. He, like you said, he would have got the money, and then either he would have taken Teddy out, or he just would have. I mean, who knows? Maybe they would have given him his job back and told him, "Okay, now you have an office job in Langley. Sit there for until you retire." You know. So,
right.
But he wasn't. But Teddy was done as a as an agent in the field. He wasn't going to operate anymore. So. But dude just walked away, but he wasn't about to stick around and get caught up in all that mess because the CIA, they're not supposed to be operating on U.S. soil anyway. So, he didn't want to get caught up in that mess.
I don't blame him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got up to a good Thursday night of 450 people. Make sure before y'all get out of here, you like the video, by the way. Like the video. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We're all active on those platforms. We do respond to people that hit us up. I know I do. I know Larry does and Miss K does when she's in between. Y'all got to understand, Miss K is trying to get that higher degree, okay? She's trying to get that halo. Hey, tell us about your halo, Miss K, as you tell us what you got going on your channel this week before we get out of here.
Oh, yeah, that halo, man. I've haven't wanted to quit more than I do now. Like, it's really
Hang in there.
I'm trying.
Hang in there. Heavy is the head that wears the crown or the halo.
Yeah.
So keep that neck up.
Are we all getting invited to graduation?
Trying to, hey, I don't mind, but it's going to be in Phoenix if you're willing to fly out now. You're willing to fly out. Or we could do a little meetup on
East
this
Coast.
side. Yes.
Yeah, there
East
you go.
Coast, man. But I'm liking the West Coast. I can't lie.
You can't lie.
I tell you, man, I grew up in California. I grew up out there in the LA area. It's easy to love. It's easy to love.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. They love the country boys out there. That's all I
Oh wow. So got that, of course, school, blah, but can't wait to watch after I get off. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to this episode of Power Book 2 Ghosts, so that tomorrow I can, go do my live, my 12, my moonlight session, y'all. Come on.
Here we go with this shit.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go with Madam Moon.
Oh my goodness.
God, here we go.
This last episode was pretty good though. I've been watching. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know what she's talking about, Miss K has an alter ego that has bleached bottle blonde hair called Madam Moonlight. and she talks like a true Southern belle, okay? Yes. And if you don't watch it, Madam Moonlight be letting some things out in the middle of the moonlight, okay? So you might want to go see what Madam Moonlight got to bring on the channel on the midnight moonlights, okay? Check the sister out. And down there with my big homie Larry, what you got going on in your channel the next couple of days, brother?
More tech. Tech today, tech tomorrow, tech forever. Sound like George Wallace?
Simple and plain, huh? Just technology, ladies and gentlemen. Just the latest and greatest in technology is all you're gonna get from him. So
yeah.
Well,
come on through with it.
Gotcha. I'll probably give y'all one more video this weekend. Again, I will be traveling, shooting another film. with the big homie Dominique Santana in Myrtle Beach. I'll throw some pictures up of that. It's a zombie film. I'm co-executive producing that too, and learning a lot. And we're gonna knock that out. And I'm gonna try to get a power review or trailer breakdown up sometime in between the film sessions. So y'all just look out for that, man. And come follow brother on this journey. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Download the podcast too. Making noise everywhere we can, and be on the lookout. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, y'all. We up and we out.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace.